Well, good evening and welcome to Delta T Racing. It's Thursday night, so it's time for Division 3 to close off the Formula 1 racing for the week. We are here, round number 6, so the halfway stage, once we've got this one out of the way. And we're here from the Hungaroring in Hungary. So a few absentees tonight, so we've got a bit of a smaller grid of 15, but notable absentees tonight. Obviously Hammers, who's in second place in the championship, is missing tonight, so that will give Benny, who's leading, the chance to extend that, and obviously Pac-Man, who's currently in third, potentially the chance to move up into second place. There's then quite a large gap to Bob Spun in fourth on 44. So the top three aren't going to get caught by fourth place today. Anyway, right, who is first out is the... it's going to be Ralph is the first one out, so we'll jump on board with him just to follow it round. Let's see, will we get a new pole sitter this week? So far, Division 3, we've had only Pac-Man and Benny taking pole position. Pac-Man taking pole in round 1 and 4. Benny in round 2, 3, and taking pole position and the win last time out. And fastest laps are getting a hat trick. So he's in a rich vein of form at the moment. So anyway, on board with Ralph, so coming round into turn number 2. Coming up the hill onto the blind left-hand turn, which catches a lot of people out here. Also turn number 5 here. People just get on the throttle a little bit early can cause a spin. Then we're going to see a few dives here in turn 6 and 7 in the chicane during the race. So probably two main overtaking points here are obviously down the start-finish line, DRS assisted, and I can see some moves going down into turn number 2 as well, which is again DRS after turn 1. If you can get a decent drive, you can get that inside line for turn 2. So Ralph coming round to complete his initial hot lap now, so he's going to post a time of 1:17.6. Just behind him, I think it's going to be Hummers. His teammate will be next to cross the line. He's on a slow, so that's an out lap, so he's aborted that one. Scully is next. Scully pops in 1:18.2. Just behind him, I think that was Kitchen with a 17.7. We just jump to Benny coming into the last, or towards the last sector, to see what his time is. As I say, he and Pac-Man so far locking out the pole positions for the season. Pac-Man currently up in a second. Bob Spun taking 17.1 for provisional pole position. Who have we got coming around? So Brother Adam's going to be next. And pops it up into third place. And there we go, Benny Bonneau straight away, 16.3. So just 0.8 of a second quicker than anyone else. That doesn't bode well for the rest of the grid. Right, okay, so jump on with Bog. Purple sector 2 there, so he's got some good pace in that middle sector. See if he can polish that off in sector 3. .5 pops him up into 6th place. 1.2 seconds behind Benny. That is a stonking opening lap there by Benny. Right, okay, so Hummer now down into the 16s as well, so we've got a 16.9, so it's still 0.6 of a second. That is a massive gap early on. So Connor on an out lap. Do we have anybody else actually on a lap? I think Skipper might, no, Skipper's on an in lap. Bog's on an in lap. Is out of DRS or ERS, sorry, not sure. I think that's going to be a second lap for him. So Pav driving tonight, not feeling very well, so hats off to him. Thank you for taking part. We wish you a speedy recovery. Benny in the chat, hello, get your backside back in the car and get on with driving. 0.6 of a second ahead, that is ridiculous, Benny. But good evening and welcome to you. But yeah, Pav coming into the pits, as I say, not feeling very well at all tonight, but still putting his overalls on and racing for the team. So Connor now on to his opening hot lap of the evening. Aston Martin, we'll see how he's doing coming towards the end of sector 2 now, so 55.1, so see him breaking in sort of around about 5th or 6th on that time at the moment, but we'll see if he can improve in the final sector, just pull a bit more time out of the bag there. Jump on board with him as we come up across the line. And 6th place, yep, so as I thought we might be. So who is the first out? So Bob's out, we have Pac-Man out as well, so we'll keep an eye on Pac-Man this time. I think he's slipped under the radar for me last time, but we've got the Hasses are going to be the first. The Hasses? Doesn't sound right, does it? But the Hassai of Kitchen will be next. Well, the first one to set his second run. Donkey, there's Donkey. Donkey's on a lap now, I think, hasn't actually set a time yet, so this will be his opening time. Is he going for it, or is he backing off at 100%? Didn't look fully committed through turn 4 there, but it's everybody has a slightly different line through there. Right, we'll jump off of Donkey there. I can't see that he's going to improve too much on that. And we'll jump, go back to Kitchen, see how he's getting on. No, that was Donkey, wasn't it? Yeah, man, not Donkey, getting out of the way. Okay, so Kitchen coming round to the final turns now. Turn 13, just coming out of into turn 14. So important really to get a good drive onto the start-finish line. Obviously, ERS and DRS during the race should see some good overtakes here. The Kitchen pops up into 5th place with a 17.4. Next we have, is it a Williams? No, I've completely lost who's next. Pac-Man on the back straight. I know who it is, I think that's Bog just starting a lap there. Okay, right. So Pac-Man, what have you got for us here? 17.2 on his initial out, that purple sector 2 there, but seeing that flash up quite a lot, so not sure how believable that is. We'll soon find out as it comes round to the final turn, turn number 14, onto the start finish line, and he pops in a 16.463, so a lot closer to Benny, but still hasn't managed to knock him off of his or dethrone him at the moment. Chef is in the pits. Who do we have out next? Looks like could be Pav. So yeah, third of a second improvement. So Obviously, if he's not been feeling well, not had too much practice, so we keep an eye on him. I think he could give himself a decent position today. With 15 runners, you're only looking at 5 retirements, and get yourself into the points. So an 18 flat pretty much there for Pav, so an improvement on his initial lap. Who have we got next? Is that Hummer? No, Hummer's starting, so it's the other one of Ralph. So Ralph coming round into the final turn now. Does improve to 17.4, so a 10.5 improvement, pops himself up a couple of positions there. Skipping out of the way there, running out there. Hummer there, 16.4, I just missed him coming in at the end there. Pac-Man into the pits, so he'll be looking at putting a fresh set on and going out for one final run. Bog invalidated there. Let's pop back to Brother Adam. $16.9 for Brother Adam, but did he no, he popped up into 5th place. So a good run there for him. Composite, where are you coming into the final sector now? Right, so we have Benny on an out lap. I think Hummer is on an in lap. I'll jump to him in just a moment and have a look. So Composite on now starting his lap. Hummer into the pits. Brother Adam moving out the way. So man like don't get the bit of his field. Benny Buno just about to start his hot lap, so we'll keep an eye on him. In fact, what we'll do, we'll jump on board with Benny just to see how he does it. Keep an eye on Donkey as well, just coming across the line soon. Turn 13 and then 14. Donkey should get his first lap on the board. He pops it into 7th there. So let's jump back with Benny. Purple sector 1. He takes turn number 4 well. He drifts out a bit on 5 and cuts back onto the throttle nice and early onto 6. Scully disqualified. Why was Scully disqualified? Okay, so Scully will be starting at the back of the grid. It's not a bad place to be, I have to admit. Benny now 10.5 up on his own time, so we could be looking at a 16.2 here. Into the final turn now. We'll see if he gets this right, gets it nice and tight onto the accelerator early, unwinds, and 16.2 exactly. There we go, there's your benchmark, lads. That's what you need to beat today. The other Alpine of Pav is just about to start his final lap. We've got the Ferrari, so Donkey now into the pits. He'll be looking at putting a fresh set on. I'm not sure how long's left in the session. So just a bit of info in. Looks like it is going to be a dry race as well. So we're looking at a dry race and qualifying. A little bit disappointing there. A bit of the wet stuff always makes it interesting. Okay, so who is coming next? Chef into the pits. So Mr. Bogorovsky just about to start an out lap. Who else do we have on a lap? Bob, keep an eye on him in a minute. Whereabouts is he coming up to turn number 4? So Bob currently sat in 6 with a 17.0. Let's see if we can break it into the 16s. And he needs to find himself a 10th, but he can jump up a couple of positions. About 2/10 down on that lap currently. Bob, how's he getting on? 3/10 up into the final sector, so 16.6. We could be could be threatening second and third here. I don't think he's got enough in him to get up to Benny. 16.7, so no, still 4th place, but manages to improve on his time. So Bog has improved, so he's now 1/10.5 up, so could have been looking at a 3/10 improvement if he'd have nailed his first, so we'd be looking at about a 16.7 at the moment. So he's on round about top 4 pace. We'll see what he can get out of the final corner here. Nice, early, good control, and 3/10 improvement, so 16.6. If we look at the 2/10 that he lost in the first sector, he could be looking at the front row of the grid there. But that's a good run by Bog. Hopefully he'll be feeling a bit of confidence going into the race. Hummer there we joined just as a bit of a moment. Where's that? It's turn 1. So yeah, not going well at turn 1 there for him. But getting himself out of the way, but that will be qualifying over for him with only 48 seconds left. He's not going to have time to come back. Pac-Man as well moving out the way, so Pac-Man is going to be able to... Yeah, he should get to the finishing line without a problem. Who do we have on a lap? We've got Kitchen. He's over there. Pac, he's there. We'll stick with... No, Bog's been validated anyway, that lap. Hasn't got enough to go for. He's slowing down before the finishing line to time out. Okay, let's jump back. Next to come round, we're looking at a Haas. I'm not sure which one, but so Hummer is pretty much done, I think, after that incident. So Benny, what can Benny do? So 16.2, has he got more in the bag? I think Pac-Man's done, yeah, he's a second down. Hummer's into pits. Brother Adam, is he next to come over? Improves up to 4th. Who is next? Sorry about this. So a Chef will be next across the line, closely followed by, I think it's Havoc. But neither of those improving hugely. Right, Benny, 15.9, half a second he takes pole position by. That is absolutely ridiculous. Massive respect to him. Half a second, 1 lap. That is absolutely huge. So there we have confirmation. Benny taking pole position. Hummer in 2nd. Pac-Man 3rd. Brother Adam in 4th. 5th, Bogorowski. Havoc Connor in 6th. Bob Spun in 7th. Band Like Donkey in 8th. Skipper in 9th. Kitchen in 10th. Pavlosidor on his sick bed, bless him, still putting it on 11th place. Ralph in 12th. 13th, Chef JB, 14th, Composite, and 15th. Disqualified, still don't see what that was for. Probably for perhaps spinning in the pit lane, blocking the pit lane or something, but bit unfortunate for him, so he'll be starting at the back of the grid. But Benny Bonneau taking his 4th pole position of the season.
We're just 18 kilometres outside the city of Budapest here in Hungary, where today's Formula One race is about to take place. It's the Hungarian Grand Prix. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaro Ring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking's always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile track, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. So let's hope we're in for another one here today.
Well, welcome back everybody. We're just waiting for the drivers to choose their tyre and fuel strategy, which they have, and we have the start of the formation lap. Have a quick look to see what tyres everybody is on. So we've got a bit of a mix there. Benny in pole going for the hards, then we've got Hummer, Pac-Man and Brother Adam second, third and fourth all on the mediums. Bog also going for the hard tyres, so looking to take those long. Connor going for the softs, so we're looking to make up places as quickly as possible. Then we've got Bob on hards, Donkey mediums, Skipper softs, Kitchen medium, Have soft, Ralph medium, Chef on hards, and then Composite and Scully both on the soft tyres. So we've got a real mix of strategies here. Not quite sure what the ideal strategy is here in the tyre life. Haven't driven here for quite a while, but it will be interesting to see. Right, let's get the positions up so we know who is where. So long race, this 35 laps. Fairly prone to a safety car or two. Hopefully we'll see some good racing. We've got some good drivers in here. Sometimes just a little bit over exuberant. Just need to maybe look at making the move on the straight after the turn rather than up the inside on the turn. But it's I've seen lots of improvement this year, so hopefully we will see that continue today. Looking for a good clean turn one and first lap, and then we'll see where everybody is. So Benny coming to take his, well, for the fourth time on the front of the grid. Bog getting disqualified there, so starting a metre back. Have as well. So we're just waiting for Scully, who will be last, to take his position on the grid, which he has done. And then hopefully we'll get a better camera, which we're not going to. So we're going to go to Benny at the front and look back. So Benny getting a good drive there, but also Pac-Man behind him getting a really good drive and looking up the outside of Hummer. But now we're looking at three abreast. So Benny taking that well. Just trying to see anything happening further back. Looks pretty clean. So let's get back up to the front, and hopefully we've got decent camera angle now, which we have. So Benny keeping the lead, is as we were with Benny, Hummer and Pac-Man. Bog up one position, overtaking Brother Adam. Then we got Donkey up two, Havoc down one, Kitchen up two, Skipper staying where he was, Ralph up two, Bob unfortunate down four, so not having the best of starts for him. Pav down one, Scully up two, and the rest of them as we were. Have a bit of a spin now. I think it'd be more comfortable, to be honest, just at the back doing a bit of TT practice. But Benny has already pulled the trigger. He's 0.8 clear of Hummer, so looks to be on a completely different planet, to be honest, tonight. Benny, and if he wins tonight, will extend his championship lead by, well, 25 or 26 points, depending on if he can get fastest lap as well, which he currently owns. 1 point lead over hammers at the moment, so could take a 27-point lead into the second half of the season. Okay, so timing screens are a little bit up the Swanee at the moment. We'll wait for those to sort themselves out. Chef into the pit, so is that for front? Yeah, front nose. And a fresh set of, what tyres is it going for? Can't see because we've got people in the way. Gone for a fresh set of mediums. Okay, so looks like Hummer and Pac-Man have got the measure of Benny under race trim. I mean, that gap staying at about 0.8, 0.9 has done for a couple of laps now. As we're soon going to be into the DRS as well. Pac-Man is hanging on to the back of Hummers, and it looks like Bog's not giving up yet. If he can just get himself within that second. So in the moment he's 1 minute 21 down, but that's because this is messing about. If he's within, which he is within that second, he will get DRS. You can see the front two trying to break the slipstream. Bog happily just tucking in behind there. But the front four, I was going to say the front four had made a little bit of a break, but then Brother Adam just closing that back to within the second. Connor and Kitchen battling away in turn number 2. Connor up into 7th place. Now back at the front here. I think Bog might have made a small mistake there. He's dropped back about half a second, so 1.2 behind, just out of the DRS. Doesn't want that with Brother Adam and a man like Donkey breathing down his neck. Obviously they will look for an overtake on the start finish line. DRS and ERS enabled. But Hummer is keeping Benny Bruno honest. Scully having a bit of a spin there. So let's get back, jump on with Bog. So 1.2 seconds down. He's going to come under pressure from Brother Adam, I think. But in front, Pac-Man half a second down. Has his DRS enabled, but so does Hummer in front. Obviously now pulling into just over half a second from Benny. Trying to see where the close battles are, but you know, so far so good. We've got through, so one lap number 4. Not really had too much incidents. I mean, Chef obviously being involved in something, losing his front nose cone. Pav down a couple of places. Bob not having the best start. So I think there was something sort of happened mid-grid that I didn't catch. But apart from that, so far, we're looking very, very good. So let's jump back up here and see where we are. So Hummer now closing right in on the back of Benny, be looking at making the tyre advantage work for him. So he'll want to get past Benny and pull out a bit of a gap there just to try and overcome that difference. But so Benny moving out to break the slipstream, but Hummer's quite content and sitting there with him as well. Bog dropping a little bit further back now. I think he's struggling just a bit on those hards just to keep up with the moving runners in front. If he can keep Brother Adam behind him, those tyres will kick in soon and the softs will start, the mediums will start to go off. So he will find himself on the quicker tyre than the two in front. But the grid's still pretty close considering we're on lap number 5. We don't have many separated by much more than a second, and we're sort of dipping in and out of the DRS DRS zones, but as they Bog just dropping nearly 2 seconds now behind Hummer and Pac-Man. So those medium tyres will start to go off at some point. But Benny's bolted again. I mean, now a second clear, so he has broken. Well, he couldn't have done actually. I think at the point where the DRS detection was, he was within the second. His brother Adam does not have DRS, so this is Bog's chance to try and break away from brother Adam. But yeah, Benny's still leading the way. Nice helicopter shot. But had a very good season so far, as I say, been on the front row 4 times, has won 2 races already this season, sitting himself pretty in at the top of the championship. It's only a point clear of Hammers, but with Hammers not here today, this could be a great chance to put out an extra 26-point gap. But Hummer has pulled that back to within. Yep, has DRS, so has pulled that back to under that second. But still not close enough to make the overtake. Pac-Man dropping just a little bit further back. Getting a bit of a snap on the exit there, so I'm not sure if that was on too harsher acceleration or whether his tyres are now starting to wear a bit. Lap number 7. Trying to remind ourselves of the tyres that everybody's on. So yeah, the softs of Havoc and Skipper still going lap number after 6 laps, so they're going to start falling off very, very quickly, if not already. I think the mediums and hards are going to pretty much equalise soon before the hard becomes the quicker tyre. But what are the soft runners going to do? Are they going to pit for hards and take them to the end? Are they going to extend them as long as they can and try and jump on the mediums? And so I'm not 100% sure of the strategy here, but we will soon find out, I'm sure. Okay, so we've got a nice close group down here, from Kitchen in 8 down to Bob in 11. The composite not too far behind either, but it just seems to be nobody can't make that move. So Skipper looking at making the move on Kitchen, takes wide here to try and get a better line. Kitchen gets a bit of a snap, but again just can't get enough drive off of these corners. Now, it seems to be a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Keep an eye on that. Right, so back at the front we've got some gaps starting to form now. I think the mediums are dropping off just a little bit. Hummer now 1.2 seconds behind Benny, so out of that DRS zone, so that's only going to benefit Benny in pulling away. Pac-Man dropping 2.6 seconds further down the track behind Hummers, and he's starting to get closed in by Bog, 1.9 back on those hards. So those hards are going to become the better tyre, but he has dragged along with him brother Adam and a man like Donkey. But again on those mediums, they're soon going to start dropping off. So Bog in a good position at the moment, but man in the best position is Benny Below at front, 1.6 seconds clear now on the hard tyres. Oh, we have an overtake. Skipper and on rail. We're coming down to turn number 2, and Skipper does make the move. So moves himself up into 9th place. So obviously he's still getting something decent out of those soft tyres. He'll now be looking at closing down that gap to Kitchen in front, currently at 1.5 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that just to see if he can close that down. So Bog now 1.5 behind Pac-Man. Pac-Man's 3 seconds. So yeah, those medium tyres really dropping off now. I say Hummer nearly 2 seconds behind Benny. Pac-Man further 3 seconds down. Bog now just over 1.5 seconds behind. So he's closing in around about 0.3, 0.4 a lap. So within a couple of laps, we'll be right on his tail. Scully picking up the first penalty of the afternoon there. So not been a good day for him so far, disqualified in qualifying and then picking up the first pen, and I thought Brother Adam was going to make the move there. He was having a good look. What have we got going down here? So Connor is the first to blink on those softs and comes in. What's he going to pop on? Fresh set of mediums, so he'll be looking at, I believe that'll be a 2-stopper. I don't think he'll be able to make it to the end. Right. Let's jump on board. So Bog flashing away at front, so used quite a fair amount of his ERS just to keep himself out of reach of Brother Adam, but he's pulling in on Pac-Man. If he can just keep at it just for another couple of laps, he'll be within DRS, and then he can start saving some of his ERS for defending later on. But Hummer now pulling that gap down 1.7 seconds at the front, so he's just eked in a bit of time. So whether Benny made a bit of a mistake or Hummer is just finding a better rhythm on the slightly worn tyres, we will have to see. But this, I think, where the battle is at the moment, we're bogging in both Brother Adam and Man Like Donkey behind on those medium tyres. Chef picking up the second penalty of the afternoon with a 3-second pen. So Scully and Chef. So yeah, Bog flashing. Oi! We nearly lost Brother Adam. A bit of oversteer, and that drops him down. So it takes a bit of pressure off the back of Bog. Although Man Like Donkey, I'm sure, would love to put his way past. A second. Bob on the back of Ralph and Skipper, with Kitchen just a little bit further up the road. We've got Composite just behind, so we've got a nice group in the middle here, but it just seems to be so hard to make an overtake here. So you seem to be able to close up, but I'm not seeing anyone get or be close enough and get good enough drive off of that last corner to actually make the DRS work for them. Or again, turn number 2, just getting a really good drive out of there. You can slingshot yourself up the inside on turn number 2. But yeah, I'm not seeing anyone close enough at the moment. So Bog has actually pulled out now a second on Donkey. So again, whether that's the tyres or whether Donkey's made a slight mistake. Hummers, I keep calling them Hummers. We've got Hummers and Hammers. But Hummer keeping that gap at about 1.8 seconds to the leader. Skipper's still making those softs work. 11 laps, 3/4 of a second behind Kitchen. Connor putting in a fastest lap of the race on those fresh mediums, as you would expect. They've got all of the grip underneath his car now, so he'll be looking at making up positions as best he can. Composite spinning there, so Connor, that's one position for Connor made up already. But this group is just so close, but nobody seems to be able to make that move. Bob on the hards as well, so he's got to keep going really, but I wonder if one of these in front might look at doing the undercut. But Skipper taking it, I say 11 laps, so we're on lap number 12, got 22 to go. Could certainly do a one-stop now onto the hards. Not sure if the mediums will last. Donkey's still behind Bog. Bog is keeping that gap at about a second and up. Well, it's 1.2 there, so got much better drive out of that corner than Man Like Donkey. Okay, composite into the pit, so it looks like he's had enough. Going to ditch those 11 lap old softs. What tyres is he going to go for? Looking there, looks like a fresh set of mediums. So can he take the mediums 22 laps? I think it's 13. It's possible. We will wait and see. Bog now within DRS of Pac-Man, so this is good for him. There's the fact that if he can stick within DRS, he would be able to just save some of his DRS, build it up, because he's been using it to defend against Donkey in 5th place. But Bog is within that second, so we'll be able to flick open that DRS, so doesn't have to use his DRS quite as much this time round. Man Like Donkey looks like he is, though. Definitely wants to close it down. He's way over 50% of his ERS available for Donkey, so okay, so Adam into the pits, goes out on softs. That's a interesting decision. Bob into 8th, so he's just making his way up whilst everybody else is pitting now. Less than half a second behind Ralph. Oh, what's happened up here? Man Like Donkey is now 8 seconds behind Bog. I must have missed that as I was flicking through. But I think Man Like Donkey's made a mistake. So dropped himself 8 seconds down. Have a look, see what his time was on that lap. So Bob is the close. Well, Havoc, to be honest, as well. Havoc on those fresh tyres. I can see him looking at making a move in a minute. I just want to keep an eye on Bob in front, because Bob is going for the move around the outside. Thank you very much, he says. Connor. Oh, Skipper pitted. So we have the Astons currently in 9th and 10th position. So Ralph will want to carry on, hang on to the back of Bob as best he can, even if it's just to keep the DRS and put himself along and save some ERS for later on in the race. Havoc now all over the back on his fresh mediums. I want to get past Ralph as quick as he can. Bog now within a second on Pac-Man. So this one's kind of concertinaed a bit. We've almost got it down to just under the second, then it's popped back out to about 1.6, 1.7, and now currently back again. I sort of keep an eye on, because Connor going for a move up the inside of Ralph. A nice clean move there, and the Aston Martin up into 8th. Brother Adam also absolutely rapid behind, putting the fastest lap of the race in, but as to be expected on those soft tyres. So Bog has now hunted down Pac-Man. Pac-Man currently 3rd in the championship on 71 points, so only 13 points off the lead. currently sitting in third. That would give him, what's that, 15 points. So it would move him up into second place. But Benny so far today has been faultless. Hopefully I don't put the commentator's curse on him, but in qualifying, pole position by half a second is just ridiculous. So Pac-Man has had enough now and comes in and ditches those mediums. So 15 laps. What's Pac-Man going to go on to? A set of hard, so he'll be taking those to the end. Brother Adam has made up, I think, 3 seconds on this lap compared to Ralph. That is ridiculous. But he was, I'm sure he was 3 seconds behind and has now literally closed right around to the back of Ralph and his teammate Connor. So Brother Adam certainly on the move on pace. Bob on those 16 lap hards are going to be the far superior tyre compared to Kitchen in front of him, but catching is one thing, overtaking is something completely different, as the legend Murray Walker would say, and very, very true. Brother Adam up the inside of Ralph there. Going into 12, turn number 12. So it's not your standard overtaking place, but nevertheless he made it work. So we've got a plethora of pit stops going on at the moment. Brother Adam and Connor making their way up into 5th and 6th. Pac-Man in 7th, but we'll be looking at taking those tyres to the end on the hard. So he's probably going to take a lap or two just for him to get used to him. His teammate Man Like Donkey now just behind him in 8th position. So Connor on the back of Bob Spud now. So Benny still leading, 5.5 second gap over Hummer. Bog a further 7 seconds back. So really, if you're looking at tyre choices, Benny is roughly, what, 13 seconds, nearly 14 seconds clear of the nearest hard runner. Battle of the teammates here. Do we have team orders in play? I think if I was Havoc, I would let Adam cast on those softer tyres and see if he could unsettle Bob in front. I say sometimes, you know, it's like in Formula 1, when you lose one position, you can quickly lose 2 or 3, especially if you're close together. Just quite easy to lose the rhythm. But it doesn't look like we have any orders in place. Well, certainly not at the moment, anyway. Man now right on the back of this group as well on his fresh hards. So I think he got the temperature in that he needed, feeling comfortable, and will now go on the charge. There's still a lot of cars in front that need to pit. Hummer, I think, has pulled the pin and come in, so he's gone onto the soft. So he'll be looking at doing 15 on those. Bog probably going to be doing the same, but I think he'll look at taking them a little bit further if he can. Oh, we've got a 3-way, but it's good blocking tactics there by the Aston Martin team. So just to make sure Pac-Man doesn't come through. So gone a bit wide there. Pac-Man picking up a 3-second time penalty. Now that's not what he wants. So Pac-Man will be livid over that, I think. But again, you know, sometimes you put your car there, you have to expect the fact that just because your car's in a position, it's not a given right that the position is yours. You have to earn it clean, earn it safely. And I think he was just a little bit late to the party there, but you know, obviously didn't turn in, took it wide, picked up the penalty, and will go again. But there are better places to overtake. So Bog now into the pits as well from second place. So we'll see where he's going to drop down to. Actually, I'm just going to keep an eye on this because I can see. I think Pac-Man will close up on this straight and he will go for a move up the inside of turn number 1. So right, so Bog going for the mediums, interesting. Doesn't trust those softs to get into the end of the race, but will still be on the much fresher tyres than if Brother Adam and Hummer's tyre go off in front of him. Finds himself in a good position. So Pac-Man looking to overtake Brother Adam as quick as he can and close that gap on Hummer, which is currently 3.9 seconds. Benny 20 laps on those and into the pits he comes now. So is he going to go the medium route or is he going to risk it and go onto the softs? He's got mediums. Safe option, sensible option, boring option. But he will, I think he's still going to come out in the lead, is he? Yeah, he is. So who's that just in front? Is that Pav getting lapped? It is. So yeah, Pav not having his best day. So not feeling well, so fair play to him for coming out. Moves himself out the way, well done. Well done, sir. Good to see. So we will now have a battle of longevity on these softs. I mean, softs will be the quicker tyre, so Hummer should pull in on the back of Miss Pac-Man getting past Brother Adam as well. But Hummer should pull in on the back of Benny. But then those softs are going to start going off. The mediums are going to become at least equal, if not the better tyre. And then towards the end of the race, those softs are really going to struggle. So what we got going on further down, so Bob making his way back up, and so a bit of an incident at the start, losing himself sort of 4 or 5 positions, but has been battling his way back. Hummer there with a 19.3 fastest lap on those softs, as I would expect. Not only has he got the best rubber underneath him, but he can see the race leader in front of him. There's no better magnet than that, believe me, when you see them. So Connor now into the pits. I think this is the second stop of the day. Another set of mediums, so he'll be taking that to the end. Where have we got any close battles at all? Skipper's about the closest currently on the back of Bob Spun, but I'm not sure if that's because Bob Spun's overtaken him or whether he is hanging on to the back. I would suspect the former. Scully making a move on Chef there up into turn number 1. So Scully up into 13th. He's still up 2 places from his starting grid, which was an unfortunate disqualification. Hummer, I think, made a small mistake there because he was just over a second behind Benny and has now dropped to 2.7 behind Benny, getting the grips with those mediums nicely, putting in the fastest lap of the race for that extra point. Brother Adam is into the pit, so I suspect he'll probably go for another set of softs if he's got them to take him to the end. They look horrible, those softs. Look at those blisters on there. But Brother Adam goes for mediums. So, okay, so Bog up into 4th place. 3 laps on those mediums, 2.5 second gap on a man like Donkey there. So man like Donkey's made so much because he was about 8 seconds behind after a bit of a mistake. Well, there's certainly no love lost between those teammates, is there? A bit of a Hamilton-Rosberg, I think, going on there. Scully, I think, picking up another penalty there. So penalty-wise, we have... Let's get the pens up. So yeah, 3 seconds for Pac-Man, 3 for Havoc, 3 for Chef, and 6, unfortunately, for Scully. Apart from that, so far so clean. Let's just jump off the tyres for now. So Hummer 3 seconds behind, so he's losing more time now. So I don't think... I think catching Benny might be a bit of a stretch for him now, especially with the tyre differential between now and the end of the race. Obviously not under any real pressure. Pac-Man 8 seconds behind him with a 3 second penalty, so in effect 12 seconds behind him. Bog a further 7 seconds down the road. Bit of a solitary race for him in 4th place, but he'll be happy for the points. So Alfa Romeo currently leading the Constructors' Championship. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling something might happen in this pack, and there it was. There's a there we go. Havoc now past his teammate. And Havoc, I think, is going to make a move on Ralph here. And Brother Adam back past again. So it seems to be the Aston Martins are taking it in turns to try and pass Ralph. When they fail, the other one goes past them as a go. So at least they're being fair to each other. But just looking at these, some of these front tyres look absolutely horrible. You're seeing sort of like blistering spots on them. But this group of 4 chugging along nicely. 1.9 seconds behind Skipper. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make that up and get past Skipper. I think they will, looking at it. It looks like the time is tumbling down. I'm not sure if Skipper's got damage or... I think he's just struggling a bit. Right, let's get back to this battle here, because here we go again. Here we go again. Ralph making it very, very difficult for the two behind to get past, which they are still battling away. I think Lawrence Stroll will be having words after this race. Well, good drive there by Brother Adam, but this isn't the place to make a move. Seen a few desperate lunges there, but normally ends up with someone going across those sausage curves. So just jumping ahead quickly, I think Pac-Man's made a bit of a boo-boo somewhere because Bog has closed that gap now to 2.9 seconds. Donkey 4.1 behind, so we'll see if Bog just needs to keep that at 3 seconds, or under 3 seconds, and he's got himself a podium. And it's good for Bog. I mean, currently sitting 5th in the championship as well on 43 points. So he's not just there as a supporting act for his teammate Hammers in the championship, he's there to actually battle for himself. So obviously today, if he can pick himself up a podium, we'll put him up on to 58 points. That would only be about 15 points behind Hammers. So a real team effort to get them to the top there. But let's drop further back because this battle is still raging, but I just... Oh, Connor's dropped behind Kitchen now as well. Brother Adam desperately, he really wants to get past. He so wants to get past Ralph. I think he knows he's quicker, but it doesn't matter. You've got to make the move, get past, and then I'm sure he would be all over Skipper. I think Bob might be a bit too far up the road for him now. 10-second gap there, so I don't think that would be achievable. But prove me wrong, please. But does look like Hummer has settled in for second place. So it's still a very good result. Hummer, I think it's about 8th in the championship, so it will be good for him, pulling him up. And Brother Adam finally makes the move past Ralph with the DRS and ERS enabled. But Ralph will probably look at trying to come back. Doesn't have enough. So right, Brother Adam passed on the charge. Can he catch Skipper? Can Connor now get past Ralph as well? He's seen his teammate do it, so he knows it can be done. So he's made the move back on Kitchen. So Kitchen down into 11th, Connor up into 10th. And Chef, who wants to be last today, gents? Currently Chef taking that honour, but he's not going to give it up lightly. He and Pavlosidor, I think, will be having a nice little battle towards the end of this race. But let's jump back up to Connor. Nice and close on the back of Kitchen now, gets a good exit and better exit there, and is already past. Nice easy move. So Connor up into 9th, and quick as that, Brother Adam was past Skipper, so I think Havoc will close him down as well. Safety car. Why have we got a safety car? What, who's off? Ralph. And Kitchen, Ralph and Kitchen having an incident. So bang, we have a safety car. I expect pretty much everybody to come in and put a fresh set of softs on. Let's jump on it. So yeah, Benny in and on to the soft Hummer. Look at the blister, look at the state of those front tyres. So Pac-Man in, Bog in, so soft. Pac-Man. Man. Oh, we could have a lap. Oh, no idea, aren't we? But Pac-Man going for the softs. Bog. Oh, Bob stayed out. A brave move by Bob. 11 lap old mediums. Probably going to be a couple of laps. I think probably going to have 2 or 3 laps of. Oh, Connor, 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane. Jeez, let's say 8 seconds of pins. What was I saying? Right, okay, yeah, back to, 11 lap old mediums. It's going to be at least a couple of laps, I would have thought, behind the safety car before everybody bunches up. So we're going to have 2-3 laps racing on those mediums. Might not be a bad move, certainly to bring himself up the field. But Benny must be screaming. He had a absolutely fantastic gap on Hummer, and it was increasing, looking very comfortable, and within the space of one safety car lap, it is completely gone. But so I'm not quite sure what happened. Seemed to be an incident between Kitchen and Ralph, which has brought out the safety car. I think it was probably a little bit EA on that one, so a bit OTT as to whether it was needed. But we are where we are, and for us it's going to be great because we have a 2 or 3 lap shootout with a lot of people on fresh softs and a couple on old mediums. Right, Benny, let's show a bit of you. Been absolute dominant so far today. Haven't really shown you much because you just disappeared, so everything interesting was happening behind you. But you got your work cut out for you now, mate. So Hummer behind does look quick today. So both on the soft tyres, so we're going to be back to qualifying. So if it's anything like qualifying, Benny is going to pull out about half a second a lap and disappear. Bob back up into third after he started fairly high up, then dropped down about 4 or 5 positions, has worked his way back up again, taking a late gamble now, staying out on those mediums. But has track position, and it's shown already this race just how difficult it is to overtake if the car in front doesn't want you to overtake. Pac-Man in 4th and Bogorowski in 5th, both on fresh softs. Pac-Man carrying that 3-second penalty, so Bog just really needs to sort of stick behind him if he can to make that position. Ideally, if they can get it away past Bob as well, then Bob could be looking at a podium. Brother Adam on 8 lap old mediums, so felt comfortable enough to stay out on those. Well, Donkey coming in for fresh softs, as did Skipper, Connor, Kitchen, and, well, Kitchen and Ralph I think came in because of the cause of the safety car, so had some damage to repair as well. Composite 2 lap old mediums, so I think he would probably just pitted a lap too early, bless him. Scully as well. Are we safety car? We are safety car in this lap. I didn't see any notification there. So safety car in this lap. We're going to have a 3 lap shootout, and Benny's gone. Benny's gone. Jesus, Benny's gone. Pac-Man already making the move. Oh, there's a back marker. Oh, it's a back marker. Bog losing a position there. Brother Adam, I think he got caught out by the Haas trying to get out of the way in front, but Bog down 7th now. So dropping a few places there. I think he just needs to get his groove back again. Man like Donkey getting a bit out of shape going up into turn number 3, just a little bit more curb than he would have liked. Chef JB getting a 5-second penalty, ignoring blue flag. I think that's a bit harsh considering what's the amount that's there, but I think looking at his position, it's not going to be. Jesus, Benny's gone. That's two seconds in one lap. Hummer has pulled out 1.3 on Bob. And then Pac-Man's struggling as well. Hasn't made the best of starts. Brother Adam all over the back of him. You got Man Like Donkey and Bogarovsky. Benny went at 1:18.0. Okay, so lap number 34 now, 2 to go. Let's see this battle for the podium. Let's say Pac-Man. Oh, he's 2 seconds behind Bob. So as it stands, Bob has pulled off a masterstroke by staying out in those 14-lap-old mediums. He's catapulted himself up many positions and currently sitting on the 3rd step of the podium. No Man Like Donkey in 6, so just on the back of this train here. If he keeps it clean, it will move up a position ahead of Pac-Man, regardless of whether he can make an overtake or not. Bog looks to be struggling a little bit on the restart. DRS is enabled for the last lap. Connor taking a much tighter line there, getting a good drive, but Bog going slightly wider and keeps the position. Bog is the master of defending, I have to admit. I've known him for many years, and if he doesn't want to be overtaken, you won't overtake him. The Donkey now all over the back of Brother Adam. I'm not sure if Pac-Man is holding him up slightly so his teammate can get past. Jesus, do not get close. Right, let's jump round because Benny Bonneau is coming round the final couple of turns now. Has been absolutely dominant today. I think he's got fastest lap, he got pole position, and he's going to get the win. So maximum 26 points and his 2nd hat-trick in a row. So it's going to take him to the 100 points for the season. 2nd Hummer, so a good race for him. Bob spun with a great decision to stay out on those mediums at the end, popping himself up onto the podium. Pac-Man's going to cross the line in 4th, but's going to lose the position to Brother Adam and Man Like Donkey. Bog is going to cross the line in well, crossed it in 7th, but Don Scenic in 7th, 8th Skipper, 9th Bog, and 10th was Ralph. I think we then had Skipper, Scully, Composite, Pav and Chef. But we'll confirm that when we get the results up. So driver of the day, Bob Spun. I probably agree with that, to be honest, after sort of dropping down the field, making his way back and then taking, sort of a gamble staying out under that late safety car. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think somewhere like Hungary, it's worth a shot if your tyres aren't too bad, because it is difficult to overtake. But there we have Benny Bonneau. He's getting quite accustomed to that top step at the moment. So 2 wins in a row, maximum of 26 points in both, so 52 points in total. Can't get much better than that in the last. Well, he just can't get better than that. So anyway, Benny Bonneau taking the pole to flag victory there. Hummer in 2nd, then we have Bob Spun in 3rd, 4th Brother Adam, 5th Man Like Donkey, 6th Pac-Man, 7th Kitchen, 8th Skipper, 9th Bogarovsky, and 10th Ralph Albers. Then we have Havoc, Scully, Composite, Have and Chef rounding out the top 15. And fastest lap, I'm pretty sure Yeah, it did 1:17.9. Jeez, that's about that's a second quicker than anybody else's. So, absolute dominant performance by Benny Beno today. Has got his groove back. Certainly, I know him from old. He has pace, and something like this will lift his confidence. So, congratulations to him. Thank you ever so much for watching. That is the end of the Hungarian Grand Prix and the end of the first half of season number 8. So we look forward to coming back. I think next week we are at Spa, so Belgium. So for the beginning of the second half of the season, we are at Spa. Then obviously we've got a bit of a break because of this little thing that gets in the way called Christmas. But we'll see if we have some friendly races or something over that. But I've enjoyed it tonight. It was a tough track for overtaking. I think it proved that, but pretty clean overall. Good to watch. And we'll be back next week for some more excitement where hopefully we'll have a few more people on the grid. Packed out grid would be nice. But I'll be back next Thursday, same time, same place. Obviously, Monday we have the D1. On Wednesday we have Division 2. And I'll be back for Division 3. And obviously, don't forget, for those interested, we have Gran Turismo leagues, Divisions 1, 2, and 3. And they take place on Friday. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed that. I will speak to you next week. Thanks for listening. Good night, everyone. Take care.